Good morning, everyone. Hope you're having a fantastic day. Today is Monday, bright and early. Hello, hello. Good morning, good morning. I'm 1 minute late, which is convenient because today we're going to be discussing organization, how to stay organized, how to get your act together, how to do more with the time that you have. So, first things first, who cares about being organized? Why not just have a mess? To be fair, I have a bit of a mess right now. I have this paper with some notes I have to go through. I have a napkin. I have a pen. I have uh, I have some money. Um, Speaking of money, I always try to organize my money very, very concisely, where we have all the big bills in the back, all the way up to the little bills in the middle. To be fair, maybe the big bills need to be in the middle, but this is what I've done for a long time. They also have to all be facing the same direction, otherwise I will lose my mind. It's a disease, I know. Y'all may not realize this. Whenever I make little coffees, quite often I'm giving myself advice because I have lots going on. Life is hectic, life is full, and you know what? That's okay. But I do know that organization is vitally important. And anytime you go to do anything, you want to ask from the beginning, how do I keep this mess organized? And I mean, like I'm going through growing pains with my business to some extent at this point, where we have lots and lots of new things happening, and we never really developed the back end, let's say, to deal with the significant expansion we have had. And that's a problem because inevitably that kind of thing comes back to bite you in the butt. And I don't want to be bitten in the butt. Also, you want to be organized so that you can find what you want. Now, I know that there are some people out there who's looking at their desk, looking at their life, looking at whatever, and saying, oh my God, this is a mess. And But they may be saying, oh, I know where everything is. I was like this for a long time. Then I quickly realized it's way easier to have things very concisely and cleanly organized as opposed to just everywhere because inevitably you lose stuff, you forget stuff. And I think you'll find a lot of people who have lots of clutter have a difficult time prioritizing. I know I certainly do. Like that is something I'm always battling is I have a million things to do and I have to figure out what am I actually going to spend my time doing. And having a very nice organized system will help you choose which things to do and which things actually matter. Because imagine you have just like a stack of things to do, which I do. I have a to-do list. I'm never going to get to it all. I am very good at prioritizing at this point and bumping stuff up and bumping stuff down and realizing that like some stuff's just not going to get done. And if it's just not going to get done, accept it. Move on with your life. It's okay. You're not going to get everything done that you want to get done. And that's okay. That is okay. Don't forget that. In terms of organizing stuff, realize what you don't need and remove it. You all may not believe this, but I have many more books than these behind me, right? And right now, even this is kind of a mess. Look, I have all these books. These are all to read, to deal with. Um, Look, I have Modern Poker Theory, just like a whole pile of them right down there. And I have to deal with these things. I have found that whenever you really accept what you're going to do and what you're not going to do, that makes life significantly easier. So realize what you don't need and get rid of it. Clothes are a very good example of this. A lot of people out there have clothes that they are not going to wear ever again. You're just not, right? So why are you keeping it? Get rid of it. Especially if you live in a small place, you really need to get rid of it. I live in a Manhattan apartment, so it can't be that big, right? And we go through and we sort of like declutter the apartment every few months. We go back, we make sure all the clothes are folded nice and neatly so we can see everything. And if we have things we don't need or don't use, we donate them. And that's something you can do to just make things a little bit more clean. I think if you ask anyone, they don't want a lot of clutter everywhere. I'm sounding like Marie Kondo now. You need to declutter your life or whatever, but it really is true. You need to have at least an idea of what you have going on, and like clothes are an easy way to think about this, right? Because say you have 6 jackets and you know you good and well you only wear 3 of them. Well, you have 3 jackets you're never going to touch. You may say, well, I might wear this in the exact specific situation. It's like, yeah, maybe, but probably not. I actually had to get rid of a lot of books recently. I have, I don't know how to say thousands, but like hundreds of books that I have read, I've been through, especially poker books, right? And I was looking through them, I'm like, oh, this book's awful, this book's awful, this book's awful. And like, why am I holding on to a poker book that is awful? With books and information, some people have ego problems. Maybe I do in this situation, where you want to almost like hoard the information or show to yourself even that you have done a thing, like get through these hundreds of books. And essentially, like if you look at a lot of very wealthy people's houses, they will have a humongous library of books, many of which they have read. But now all you need is your phone or an iPad or whatever, and you can keep all of the books in a little device. And that's okay, right? Now, to be fair, I don't like reading an iPad so much. I will, but I don't like it quite as much as reading a physical book. There's something nice about, I don't know, turning the pages, being able to earmark stuff, underline stuff, easily being able to locate it easily, at least in my mind. This is like doubly true for poker books because those are more like reference books if they're good, in my opinion. But that's important to realize, right? Polly says he packed about 100 DVDs recently, completely obsolete and taking up room. Yeah, there you go. I had a Wii a long time ago. I say a long time ago, 5 or 10 years ago. Gosh, it must have been 10 years ago. And like 3 years ago, we just got rid of the random discs that we had. It's like, why do I need random Wii discs? I don't have a Wii. I'm not going to play them. They're just like purely taking up space for no reason, and they're not worth anything at all. If they are worth something, go and sell them, go and donate them, whatever. But realize what you don't need and get rid of it. And like, for example, a lot of old books that you're never going to read again, you know good and well you're never going to read again if you're honest with yourself, you should recognize that and move on. All right, let's see what all of you are saying. Thanks for improving your play. You're with Poker Coding for a month and learning a ton. Well, you're very welcome. I actually had someone the other day who's at the $25,000 buy-in final table of the Seminole Hard Rock Poker Open. He says he normally plays cash games, never had any success in tournaments. Signed up to Poker Coaching Premium last month, went through a ton of content, and then he final tabled the next big tournament he played. The only big tournament he's ever played. Like, the guy has plenty of money. He's a good cash game player, but he's had bad tournament results. He studies, then he starts winning. You know, clearly the guy's good at poker and smart, but just didn't have good resources. And it's important to understand that you really actually don't need a ton of resources. You need the resources that are good, and that is what I try to give to you at PokerCoach.com. What's the name of the book on modern poker theory? It's called Modern Poker Theory. I'll show it to you right here. By Michael Acevedo. I did a heavy editing job on this book, and it made it great. Good, solid, big book on game theory and applicable game theory. There have been a few game theory books that came out over the last few years, and they are not applicable at all. You might as well take them and deposit them right in the trash unless you're an academic. This book, though, is applicable. I have referenced this tons of times. You already see I've been adding implementable GTO charts that I made based on the information in this book, right? So we're already using this to give you all what you need to play great. You organize your money as well. Yes, we probably have horrible OCD. 5-year rule on close is good, and then give it to charity unless it's worn out. I mean, I think even 5 years is probably too much. I mean, it depends on what it is, right? If you love something and you wear it a lot, keep it. But if you literally don't wear it, don't keep it. 5% rake, $15 cap. The only way to beat it is to play Nitty. Is that possible? Yeah, you can play Nitty and still beat a high rate game. Especially if your opponents are really loose and splashy. Let's see. You're in the middle of decluttering. Yeah, take all the stuff you don't need and throw it in the garbage or donate it. Let's see. This back to work thing is killing you. How long till summer again? Yeah, I'm going back to work this week. Actually, to be fair, I worked last week. This week, though, I'm really getting on the grind. I'm going to make lots of poker coaching quizzes, weekly poker hand episodes, and poker news videos. Those are all very regular things that I make, and I batch them. I do all of them ahead of time. And that's what we're doing this week. You know, whenever you have a lot to do, overwhelm is something that I have a difficult time dealing with sometimes. And you have to not get overwhelmed. You have to realize and prioritize and organize so that you know, all right, I have X amount of time and I will get through these things. And you know what? If you can't get through those things, let whoever is your supervisor or whatever know. If you're the boss, let yourself know. All right, I'm not going to get to this. Let's plan so that I'm not going to be getting to this. You got a Samantha Fox T-shirt you bought in 1986 in London. Congratulations. No way you can afford to change out your wardrobe every 5 years, LOL. I'm not saying change out your whole wardrobe, but think about it, right? Like, I mean, maybe you have a lot of clothes. I don't know. I have like 4 pairs of jeans that cost, I don't know, $60 or $100 each. Call it $400. I have like 4 shorts. Those are probably like $50 each. That's $600. I have, I don't know, 15 shirts at $30 each. What's that? Can't even do math. Call it $300. We're at $900. We have some socks, underwear, etc. Call it $1,200 out the door. Now, of course, we have like dress shirts. You don't need to replace a dress shirt unless you're wearing it every day, right? I guess if you're a business person and you're wearing the same 15 dress shirts every day, I guess that could get pricey to replace that every year, if or every 5 years if they are uh, say they're $100 each, and you have 15 of them every 5 years. It's 1,500. Even then, that's not that expensive. Anyway, think about it, right? Like, let's say you're spending $2,000 every 5 years on clothes. Let's say you're spending 2,500. That's $500 a year on clothes. It's $1.75 a day. It's not really that much money if you think about it. $1.75 to have reasonable clothes. It's okay. It's okay. Maybe I'm underestimating the amount that some people are spending on clothes. I know some people they spend tons of money on clothes. You see some poker players bragging about their shoes and their shirts and their jackets and all this business. And it's fine, right? You're certainly allowed to spend all the money you want on whatever you want. And there's nothing wrong with buying very expensive stuff if you're going to use it for a long time. Like, I'm all for buying an expensive bed. You need to have a bed that you love. I'm all for buying an expensive computer because I'm on my computer all the time. What's going on with Instagram today? The phone's not being held straight. I'm all for buying an expensive phone because I'm on my phone all the time, right? I mean, these are like business expenses to some extent. I know I need these things to do my work. Find the things that you need. And if you're a business person and you're going to work in a suit every day, you probably need 5 suits at least, right? Let's see. If you're getting 3-bet every time by the person on your left, should you 4-bet light? You should either 4-bet light or you should just tighten up so you can easily defend and then let them bluff off. You recently won a tournament on PokerStars. When you withdraw, they blocked your account. It's been 2 weeks. You sent all the documents. Send them an email again, man. I don't know what to say about that. Online poker is tough because sometimes they'll freeze your money for a while. Live poker stuff. Sometimes they won't pay you. I mean, like it's a weird thing. Not live casinos, but someone just asked me the other day. They played a home game and then they didn't realize that you can only cash out like 100 big blinds per session, and they only planned on playing one session, but they won 300 big blinds. Seems like a good way to keep you going back, doesn't it? You're from India, you want to be a professional poker player. Any advice? Find a game you can beat and then play it a ton and make money. That's all you got to do to win at poker. You just have to find a game you can beat and play it a lot. Do that over and over and over and over and over and over for a few years, and then you'll have a whole load of money. Even if you're winning like $2 an hour or $2 an hour, you move up. You start playing $5 an hour, you move up. You start winning $20 an hour, you move up, etc., etc., etc. Super says, congrats on the win. I won too again. The Seminole Hard Rock Poker Open. I won a $2,000 8-handed tournament. It's pretty lucky. Got $97,000. People on my left 3-bet me every time I entered the pot, so I played mostly good cards. Easy game. Let's see. Did you follow your plan on your chips this poker events, or is it just based on your winning? You're saying, did I play the high roller because I won the 2K? No, I was playing that anyway. I typically play most soft tournaments up to 100K buy-in, but most 100Ks are not soft. Most 25Ks at specific venues are soft. Like, in the Florida one is really soft. I'm always going to play that one. 25K randomly in Vegas may not be so soft. Right? You play games where you have an edge. We're trying to make money here. Let's see. People put bad beats on you. Get over it. You're going to get bad beated sometimes, and that's part of the game. You're not just going to win all of your hands. When you're 80% to win, you're only 80% to win, not 100. 5-10 is better to rarely 3-bet because then you push, then people often shove. I mean, it's fine to call it off with ace king if you know they're jamming on you a lot. You're getting it in with like 60% equity. Get expensive jeans for $100 at Nordstrom and then get them tailored for $10. Sure, do whatever you want, right? Let's see. How much action do you sell? I like playing tournaments as if they are about a $10,000 tournament. So figure that one out. Do you recommend brushing your teeth after every meal? I don't know. I use flossers a lot. But no, I brush my teeth twice a day. I don't know. I'm not a dentist. You should really ask questions about very specific things, very targeted things to experts in that field. I recognize that just because I'm good at poker does not mean I'm good at dentistry, for example. And if you talk to a lot of poker players, they think they know a lot about everything, and that is one of their most detrimental flaws. If you talk to anybody who's really good at some things, especially like intellectual type things, like poker is a mind game to some extent, right? Realize just because you're good at one thing doesn't mean you're good at another thing. And I certainly don't know anything about dentistry. I did not go to school for that at all, and I hear dentists have to study a lot. Is there a poker book that explains how to build ranges? Yes. I made that just for you. Mastering Small Stakes No Limit Hold'em. I think you can get it at jonathanlittlepoker.com/mastering. As you see, lots of range images discussing how to build ranges, how to play them on the flop, turn, the river. And then if you go to pokercoaching.com and study the homework challenges, that's all that is range analysis. Pokercoaching.com. Go there. Final table of the World Series event last night. Congrats. To aim for 120K net profit, what should be a responsible budget? Read jonathanlittlepoker.com/bankroll. Very important. How do you organize things when you're multi-tabling? I mean, I always just use a heads-up display and don't worry about it. And then I take notes in the note box, the natural note box. Although it's probably not ideal because, from site to site, you can figure out people's names and whatnot. So I probably don't do it optimally. And to be fair, I'm not in there grinding all day, every day online anymore. I am sure I would use slightly different tools if I was in there playing all day, every day now. So again, probably not the best person to ask. But the way I always do it is I will just cascade the tables across the laptop, usually cap it at like 12 to 16. Try to not do that many though. I think like 8 is probably ideal. And then pull the important ones to the side and pay attention to those. So yeah, do that. Greg says you'll start saving up for that book. All of my books, like Mastering Small Stakes No Limit Hold'em, are available on Audible completely for free. If you've never signed up for Audible, go to jonathanlittlepoker.com/free. Click the link there. It'll take you to Audible. Sign up. Cancel after a month. You get to listen to the book completely for free. I try to make my resources available for free in whatever way I realistically can. I should put a sign behind me that says, go read jonathanlittlepoker.com/bankroll. Yeah, that's right. So yeah, we talked about clothes, we talked about books. Let's talk about knowledge, organization of knowledge. You need to make sure you have a very clear framework for why you do the things you do and what you are trying to accomplish with the things that you are trying to do. For example, I have a team of people who work with me, and some people have been throwing out a lot of suggestions, but the suggestions are just, oh, you should do this, without any real clear long-term goal and structure in mind. And while I'm all for experimenting and trying things, I also don't want to set myself up to either have way too much work on my plate or to just do something that does not get promoted adequately, right? And it's important to have a framework in mind for what you're trying to do. When you're playing poker, right? When you're playing poker, you need to know why you are making the plays that you are making, assuming you want to be able to replicate those plays in the future. Now, a lot of live pros, old school live pros, they would just kind of do whatever they thought was right. They would just make whatever play they thought was ideal. Maybe it worked, maybe it didn't. And to be fair, I was like that when I first started. If you go back and read my first book, where is it? Over there. Secrets of Professional Tournament Poker, Volume 1. I actually played very, very well. But I didn't necessarily know the reason for why I was doing what I was doing. I didn't have a solid framework in place yet. Like, I knew you want to be raising your bad draws. I didn't know why you wanted to be raising your bad draws. And it turned out I was like kind of naturally balanced. But I didn't know why, right? I was lacking the organization and the knowledge to actually clearly list why I'm doing what I'm doing. Whereas in Mastering Small Stake Solo and Hold'em, we got a lot better over the course of 8 years or whatever it's been. And turns out a lot of the plays are the same, but the reasoning, the organization is very, very different. And now I can replicate the plays. There's a few GTO training programs out there, and I can get the questions like pretty close to right most of the time, and it's because I understand why the solvers are doing what they are doing. Once you understand why you're doing what you're doing, and you don't know to adjust whenever your opponent's making mistakes, you'll feel way more comfortable, confident, and like immune to tilt/swings than you will when you just don't really know what you are doing. And that's important to understand. A lot of people go on tilt, get annoyed, get angry because they don't actually know what they're doing. They're just straight up gambling. And that is a problem to some extent. You look like the most normal guy in the world. You've got the personality of an unseasoned chicken wing. Indeed, indeed. It's important to be calm and stoic and immune to the emotions that cause most people trauma and trouble and problems in their life. We all have problems. Do you have any plans on streaming anything besides the Q&A format? First off, this is not a Q&A. This is me presenting on organization at the moment. But no, I do not. That said, I do have a few people out there who are now streaming poker coaching quizzes on their poker Twitch channels. I don't have the information on in my head yet. I haven't memorized that. But you can find, I've retweeted it on my Twitter. Is that a real shark? No, it's a fake shark. Let's see what else all of you are saying. Did someone just ask if a poker pro should brush after every meals? Yes, that's correct. Someone did ask this. How do you bet your weaker draws versus stronger draws? Depends on the scenario. Depends on your range. In general, though, you want to be betting when you don't have showdown value. What do you think of Party Poker banning HUDs? I think that's a great idea because you want to minimize the edge of the pros. Poker sites want to not let people cash out. Not meaning they're going to withhold your money. But what I mean is, ideally, in their world, no one wins. If no one wins, the site is the only winner. So who cashes out at the poker sites? Well, the winning players cash out of the poker sites. So how do we make the winning players win less without making it seem like we are actively trying to make the winning players win less? You do that by taking away whatever edges they have. So what gives winning players edges? Well, number one, information, right? You can't make them play worse. You can't make winning players play worse, but you can take away their tools. You can take away information, heads-up display. You can screw the structure of the tournaments, of the events, right? Like PokerStars has tons of turbos now, and they raise the rake, right? Turbos lead to lower edges. Raising the rake, well, clearly leads to lower edges. So those are ways to take away the edge of the winning players, right? And an easy way to do this, while also making the game more fair, is to kill the heads-up displays. Like if you are going to try to minimize the edge of the good players, the easiest way to do that without looking like predatory is to take away their tools. I've only played in one casino in London. It was Aspinall's Club. I think that's what it's called. Aspinall's Club. It was amazing. It was like in a 3 or 4 or 5-story townhouse. It was super sweet. It was a 100,000 pound tournament, and I bubbled it. I had pocket aces. That was fun. Any new investment ideas? I load all of my money into Jason Calacanis' syndicate. I think you can go to thesyndicate.com. That's where a lot of my excess money is being loaded. Essentially investing in startups through the best angel investor in the world. So check out that. 100 big blinds. Or no, you're starting with super deep stacked. I don't know what your question is. Sam, I'm not sure what your question is. Audible is cool, but you like doing other. I mean, look, I realize I'm trying to give you the option to get free, the free work. You're in the cutoff with Jack 10 of diamonds. You make it 15. Middle position calls hijack calls. You flop nuts. Middle position. Or you're in the cutoff. So middle position bets. I don't know. I can't follow your hand histories, people. Hijack min raise is just re-raise. When you have the nuts, re-raise, put money in the pot. What's my most recent book? Mastering Small Stakes No Limit Hold'em. jlpoker.com/mastering. Any plans to stream stuff besides this? No. Let's see. I'm planning to write a new book. I'm in the process of writing 2 books. One is a new selling at No Limit Hold'em. It's going to be selling it online No Limit Hold'em, which essentially says, which is going to be an advanced version of this, excelling in No Limit Hold'em, using information from the best online players in the world. We're using content from the Poker Backing Group. I bought a piece of the Poker Backing Group because I wanted to have access to their private training site for their backies. And I've learned a ton, and I was thinking, oh, this is good. We should do something with that. So we're making that. Then I have another book in the works. That's 2 years from now. Do you have an opinion on the famous Negreanu quote, more rake is better? It's not a famous quote. It was taken out of context. Whenever people take work out of context, realize they are trying to cause problems and stir the pot. And Negreanu's comment, as he said it, was actually accurate. If everyone in the game, I'm not even going to get into it. If you all have half a brain, you realize that that quote was taken out of context, and that's not cool. I've had people take my work out of context a few times. And it's annoying because like these are people who are clearly trying to essentially piggyback off of your reputation. And that's the marketing tactics of some people. And if people use those marketing tactics, understand that they can't actually get an audience themselves, so they try to piggyback off others by dragging them down to their level. And some people think that's fun and cool. I think it's pretty lame. And people who use such tactics are pretty lame. All right. Use your bankroll and poker coaching premium and have a goal to quit smoking. Nice. Great video of Mike Sexton. Yeah, I have a video with Mike Sexton on what to do once you won $1 million. I did that in Baja Mar. I think it was last year. We were just sitting around in the hotel room talking, and I'm like, hey, let's do this video. And it was good. It was good. I did a similar video with Andy Frankenberger randomly in the car. He was like, hey, let's make a video in the car. So I'm like, all right, sure, make a video driving to a charity tournament, talk about charity tournaments and stuff. And it was good. Anyway, all that's on YouTube. I'm sure you're going to search Jonathan Little Oak, and it'll come right up. You're in satellite the other day, blinds 2K, 4K, 17, get a ticket, you're on the button who pushes for minimum, or for 1 big blind. Big blind tanks and folds. Do you think the bots are ruining the game? I don't think that's a bot, I think that's just someone colluding. And also, the bots are not ruining the game. The bots are awful at the moment. If you can't beat the bots, you're probably not playing all that well. That said, bots are always going to get better. The sites that are legitimate and doing good work, like Party Poker, PokerStars, etc., they very quickly ban the bots. Other sites who really want players, they don't care if you're a bot or not. Other sites that don't really care about you all that much. The players, they'll let the bots play. You know, they make the games run. Who cares? So I'm not exactly sure if they would do this, but imagine the bots win the money, and then they just ban the bots and take all the money. We talked about earlier about how the sites want to get all the money. Let the bots win it all, ban the bots before they cash out, and they just win all the money. Easy game. 22% structure with a 15-second shot clock, I guess. Is that beatable? I don't know. Go play. Probably not. 22% rate's a lot. Let's see. But yeah, good job quitting smoking. Good job, good work. I realize that quitting things is difficult. I mean, look, I realize smoking and drugs in general are often very addictive. Not all drugs, but most drugs are very addictive. And I have purposefully try to stay away from things that are very addictive, besides alcohol, I suppose. But whenever I do the drinking, it's usually a little bit and usually a lot in a short period of time, and then I'm off of it, right? Like I've had no drinks for I don't know a week, something like that, and it's just fine. But I still enjoy partaking. Um, I would generally try to tell you to, especially if you know you have an addictive personality or the thing you're going to get into is highly addictive, do your best not to get involved with that because addictive things are very hard to get off of, especially if they're detrimental. Now, things like coffee, very addictive, right? But not detrimental. Smoking, I don't even know if you're going to call it super detrimental, but it is certainly not good for you, right? Whereas coffee, yeah, it's probably not great for you, but it's also not awful. And also, if you have 2 cups a day, it's like whatever, you'll be fine. I don't know. You gotta. Anytime you're gonna do anything, anytime you're gonna make a change in your life, ask: is this for the better or for the worst? And clearly, don't start smoking because it's clearly not good for you. Now, the problem is when most people start smoking, they do it to try to get in with somebody, impress somebody, get in a group. They're not educated about it, right? They're not educated as terrible for you, or they just don't care, right? But as you get older, you realize the problem, and then you just have to get off. You quit drinking to help build your bankroll and focus on getting on shape. Yes, not drinking alcohol will help you stay in shape. Let's see. Four-handed final table, you have 75 big blinds and small blind cutoff, folds, button raises, 17 big blinds, presumably all in. Oh no, he's almost all in. You're in the small blind with sevens. Can't really push for ICM pressure because the guy put in 17 big blinds. Oh, I'm sorry. Big blind has 17 big blinds. Like it's probably plus EV to call there, but I would still probably lean towards folding, assuming the final table is going well enough for you. Also, if the guy is not opening all that often, like for all in for 17 big blinds, his range might be tighter than normal. So I tend to fold in those spots and just stay in a decent spot. But if like you see that you're playing tightly and getting blinded down for whatever reason, because cutoff's really getting after it with his 80 big blind stack, maybe you want to be more inclined to gamble. But I think in general you don't need to call there. More trolls than normal today. I'll tell you why, KCap. There are more trolls here today because I changed the channel. I saw there's a channel on Twitch called Just Chatting that is quite popular. And maybe that's because it's full of troll. I'm not sure. Our Facebook comments not showing. Facebook comments show on a different screen. I have Facebook comments over here. They do not aggregate in my chat bot. Also, Instagram comments are over here on Instagram. We have a whole computer, or a whole nother screen. Look, here it is. You see this? This is Instagram right here. Oh, the wonders of technology. We can't even compile a few data streams yet. Maybe we'll be able to one day, though. Let's see. You love the new book. We started printing out some charts to study them better. Matthew, if you have, I presume you're talking about which one? Which one are we doing? I have 2 books. To be fair, this one doesn't have my name on the cover. That's okay. This book, the charts that are most relevant, I've compiled into implementable GTO charts at pokercoaching.com under the tools section. Try to make it easy for all of them. This book, where can you get the charts? If you have the audiobook, I know they are available somewhere. jlpoker.com/mastering charts. Try jonathanlovepoker.com/mastering charts. I bet you can get them there. Let's see. You think poker coaching will add any Pio Solver content? Well, we already have Matt Affleck doing a lot of Pio Solver content. Oh, you mean PLO? PLO content. Maybe. Not exactly sure what you're asking, GB. Pio or PLO? Those are different things. What's my favorite personal growth book? I don't know. This one's a good one. The 4 Agreements. A little bit hokey. Ignore. Well, look. Whenever you are reading any book, especially a book that's very well reviewed, and there's some stuff in it that you just think are ridiculous. This one has something about. I don't even remember the hokey things about this, but you need to figure out like what, like the domestication and dream of the planet. It's like, come on, get out of here with this. But like, so first things first, we're going to go through this. We're going to spoil it for you. Be impeccable with your word. That is highly important. Don't say stuff that you don't mean, right? Also, don't lie. Don't be a cheater. Don't do these things because nothing good comes from that. Do what you say you are going to do. Next, don't take anything personally. It's very important. Some people will be trying to personally bring you down, but that's okay. Realize that they have emotional problems that are making them attack you. So try to help them see where they are wrong if at all possible. And if that's not possible, because look, I've had a few extreme trolls out there who just had nothing in their mind besides trying to bring me down. Realize that's okay. Anyone who likes such actions, they're not for you anyway. Anyone who gets off on people trying to bring others down are not the type of people you are trying to attract or want in your life. Fortunately, most of the people don't even know you. Funny enough, this World Series, there are 2 people who are actively trolling me on the internet. I ran into both of them, and it's gonna sound bad, but they're just losers. I mean, you see the people they're hanging out with, you see the way they're talking and behaving, and they're just straight up losers. And that doesn't come across on social media necessarily because most people can put a sentence together. Some people can, and it's good to know like that these people are actually like. I don't care if these people don't like me, which sounds bad. Maybe perhaps even sounds elitist to some extent, but anyone who's out there trying to bring you down is not someone who you need in your life, and you don't need to spend your time thinking. Next, don't make assumptions. When someone is talking trash on social media and they seem to be like okay, reasonable humans, but they're still talking trash, don't make the assumption that they're a reasonable human because they probably aren't. Because look at their actions, right? But also, yeah, don't make assumptions. Don't make the assumption that just because someone is doing something that you know the reasons why they are doing something. Next, always do your best. Most people don't do their best. Most people goof off, they're lackadaisical, they don't actually work hard. And if you want to make any impact on this world, you might as well do your best, which is why I spend all day, every day in this little office working my butt off for all of you, because I want to help all of you live your best life. So anyway, 4 Agreements, solid book. Skip the first chapter. Here's another good one. The Obstacle is the Way. It's on Stoicism. Little book on Stoicism. Okay, not around. What else we have? You all like that book? I like that book too. Christopher says you're crushing the games thanks to the videos. Good job, good work. That's on you for finding material that helps you work hard, studying it, and getting better at poker. Let's see. Do you think small fields are good for building your bankroll? Yes, they do. Small field tournaments are great for building your bankroll because there's not actually a whole lot of variance. You have a rough design for a pot limit on a hand matrix. It was a quick promotion for one book that I think is very good. PLO Quick Pro Manual. This book costs like $300. So it's certainly for everyone. It's a good solid book though. By Casino Friend. D&B actually has a PLO book coming out that I've helped get in the works. It's going to be by a well-known internet personality who plays very good PLO. So look for that in the near future. That is going to definitely help you. Coming up in the near future, probably within 6 months or a year. All right. You stop sports betting. Good. The old assignments helped you a ton in the recent World Series run. All your bluffs got through. Louis Philippe, I know you play a lot of hands and you're a little bit crazy, and I'm surprised all your bluffs are getting through, but good. I'm glad to hear that. Glad to hear your bluffs are getting through. My bluffs don't get through. In Florida, this most recent trip, none of my bluffs got through. This time I won this championship over here, none of my bluffs got through. I just had good cards, and all my value bets got called. 2 times for that tournament. Once against a World Series of Poker main event champion, one of the better ones. I limped with aces and small blind. Someone got raised. All right, they raised. I re-raised, and I got action both times. It's like everyone thinks I'm bluffing all the time. And it's nice when your aces get raised and re-raised pre-flop. Let's see. Yes, if you all enjoyed the show, click like, click subscribe. I do my best to put on a reasonable show that is not necessarily full of bells and whistles, but is full of the best content I can give you on poker and life. And if you enjoy it, let me know. Dan Legranu, funny enough, has a pick your best podcast coming up, promote your favorite podcast host coming up, and I'm probably going to be in the running. So go click like, stroke my ego a little bit, and let me win. That'd be fun. As a poker player, how do you handle healthcare? My wife has healthcare through her job, so that's it. Who's the worst pro I've ever played? I don't know. There are a lot of those. Um, let's see. Build your bankroll 7.5x just from hard work. Well, you may be a little bit lucky too, but yeah, good job, good work. Lewis, if you have questions about modern poker theory, send an email. Go to dnbpoker.com, find whatever email there, and send them an email. The quizzes, let's see. The quizzes and my quizzes and Alex's book, you had a $4,400 score and a $3,500 score last Saturday. Good job, good work. That is fantastic. What the worst bluff catcher I've ever called with. I called Jack High the other day. I took 8th place in a WPT, but in Canada. I guess I say the other day. It's probably a few months, 6 months, 4 or 5, 6 months ago now. I had Jack High, and I called, and it was good. So that was fun. I don't know if I've ever called 10 High. I've called Jack High a few times. 10 High starts to get a little bit dicey because you need like the exact perfect board. Thumbs up for the show. Thank you. So yeah, pros are more inclined to bluff because they know how. Unknown players get more credit. Louis Philippe is not an unknown player in the Montreal area, and I'm not pulling to Louis Philippe. So there you go, Louis Philippe. Sick read. If you ever playing together, don't try to bluff. All right, what else we want to talk about? Organization. Kind of got off topic here. Yeah, develop a framework for everything you do. For example, for your papers, make a filing cabinet. I have a filing cabinet right down here, literally right down here. It's a funny green color. And use that to organize your documents in a way that where you can find everything. For example, I have stuff for tournament receipts, hotel receipts. My wife has her stuff in there. We have stuff for our kids, their kids' school and whatnot. We have healthcare stuff. All that's in there. Speaking of healthcare, by the way, before I met my wife, I just had some insurance. It was expensive. Back then, it was expensive. Today, it'd be even more expensive. Insurance is rough. If you can't afford to pay for insurance, they're going to charge you an arm and a leg for insurance. That's just part of life, in America at least. But you certainly don't want anything detrimental to happen. Yeah, Polly says a place for everything and everything in its place. Yeah, I mean, there really is a lot to that. It seems, I mean, I would say it almost seems like babyish to think I need to organize my stuff in a particular way so that my brain works properly. But it actually is very, very helpful. Knowing everything is done and complete and where it is, then that's useful and relevant because then you don't have to worry about stuff. Let's see. Why are we getting called in Florida? I get called all the time. Nobody folds to me, which is fine. Just got to get good cards. And I got good cards one day, and I won the tournament. Here's a trophy. Actually, a lot of good happened in Florida this time. We have a new poker coaching coach. We have Jonathan Jaffe, who came on board. We also have Lexi Gavin, who's very likely to be making content in the future. She said she would. It's probably going to come very, very soon. So we have 2 new coaches for poker coaching. We have a tournament trophy. We won some money. I lost every other tournament hard because I tried to bluff and they all failed. So we learned a lesson. Just stop bluffing today. That's it. That was fun. Your brains are filing cabinets, so you try to keep your brain organized. That's kind of true. How do you organize my goals? That's a good question. I don't think I do goals like most people do goals. I don't even know where to go with this. Basically, I don't have a whole lot of goals. My goals are to continue grinding hard every single day, and I'm motivated enough naturally to do that. And also, a lot of goals pertaining to specifically poker are not so useful. Goals pertaining to business are often not so useful, especially if you care about failing. Now, I know some people say, I'm going to go win the next poker tournament I play, and they believe this. And if they don't, they're like, I was just wrong. I, on the other hand, if I say I'm going to do something and I don't do it, I'm like, oh my God, why did this not happen? And I realize, like, say I want to double my revenue for my business next year, and then I'm only 1.3x it. It's not bad. It's like, it's okay. And I'm going to be unhappy and pissed about this. Also, a lot of results can be gained. For example, in poker, let's say you want to finish the day as the chip leader, let's say. And then towards the end of the day, you have your third in chips out of like 100 people. Well, you can just start calling everybody's all in and be chip leader like 30% of the time. But clearly that's stupid, right? So you have to be very, very smart about the way you develop goals and make sure that they cannot be gained. I mean, this is important in business as well. Like, say you decide the important metric in your business is get more email signups, and whoever gets the email signups gets a bonus. They're highly incentivized to get more email signups. They don't have to be real people, right? Come here, buddy. You want to be on one for 1 minute? All right, 1 minute. Say hello to everybody. Say hello. Here's the real star of the show. This is why you come. What do you want to say? You want to say have a great day? You want to say good luck? Are you taking a nap on my head? Oh, sweet boy. Or did you have fun with Grandpa? You're gonna sit. What'd you have for breakfast? What'd you have? Tell them. Tell them. You had an omelet? Nice. Was it good? Good. Glad to hear that. All right. Go hang out with Grandpa. See you. No, I need it shut because I like it hot in here. Bye. Um, Goals are for loser, systems are what matters. I don't know if that's true. See, that's the thing. Is like you need to do what works for you. And goals are great for people, especially who don't have an immense amount of self-motivation. Because the goals are just like an additional form of motivation, right? I am pretty lucky, or maybe it's just been built into my brain, where I naturally do whatever I think I need to do, and I'm pretty good at figuring out what I need to do. And I don't know if it's right for me. It's very important to realize just because people are suggesting something might be right for you does not mean that it is right for you. Um, Take anything, for example, like meditation or low carb diet or reading a bunch of books or whatever, right? All these things may or may not be ideal for you personally. You should certainly try them, certainly experiment with them, certainly give them a fair shake. But at the same time, realize that not everything's for you. He's talking awesome. Yes, James is talking awesomely. And that's lucky. We just try to talk to him and read him a lot of books. Every morning we wake up, I make myself a cup of tea, and we sit and we read books for about 30 minutes every morning. And then we do it again at bedtime. And we talk to him like an adult. I'm a big fan of talking to humans as if they are adults, whether they be big or little. And then, of course, to read to him about the day, et cetera, et cetera. Anyway, maybe it's just lucky. I think we got lucky on that one. Maybe Thomas will be lucky as well. So that's gonna be it for today. I'm gonna be making. What am I gonna do today? What am I gonna do today? I think I'm gonna make poker coaching quizzes. If I'm gonna be on the camera for the weekly poker hand and for the poker news videos, we have to shave my face, right? We have to be an adult. I don't want to go shave my face now, so we're gonna do poker coaching videos today. Daycare made your daughter's vocabulary grow like no other. Yeah, being around people who talk to you all day is very, very useful. In the card room, there are very few adults. Indeed. That's true. On the card room and social media, not a whole lot of them. All right, so that's going to be it for today. If you enjoyed this, click like, click subscribe, click share. I do appreciate it. Also, check out pokercoaching.com. If you want to get good at poker, presumably that's what a lot of you are doing here, go to pokercoaching.com. Check it out. Have fun. Good luck. Enjoy your day. Be nice to someone and do good work. See you again on Wednesday.